early on, we were doing the more traditional like search operators where you look for, guest post or those type of things. Or we were looking for ways to buy outreach links, but not have it show up, publicly that it was like sponsored or paid. We still do that general type of guest post link building for outreach. But one of the things we've switched to is more content marketing based. So we'll build a really beautiful piece of content that has like a good linking crowd to it, military, veterans, and your topic. You kind of like merge those two. Then you go after the veterans and all these pages. And you can kind of get links from places or where your competitors probably aren't getting links from. It depends on the site you're in the industry. Sometimes it's not going to work for most affiliate space. Our site is kind of in a space where it kind of pairs well with that. So that's one thing we've added. You don't get to send links specifically to the money pages you want really with that. But it's just a good way to kind of tap into some links that you might not have access or your competitors might not have access to.
And I've heard a similar strategy, for example, with nonprofits. So someone will do different nonprofit outreach, and a nonprofit always wants more publicity. They love it that anyone's even talking. I mean, you could even like pick up the phone and call them and talk to the webmaster to get stuff done. So I think if people are creative and they think, they go outside the box from the normal stuff that we normally do. Now, as far as like the importance of linking to the specific post that you're trying to rank, and you mentioned if you're doing content marketing, you're getting links to your site, some linkable stuff, but from your standpoint, how important is it to actually get links to those money pages or what you're trying to rank?
I think the trend is it's becoming less and less important. I think you can launch a site, I think you can do outreach, and I think you can generally just rise above with getting great quality links and over time not as concerned and being as like hyper-focused on, I need this anchor text to this page. That being said, it is still an algorithm. There are still, ways you can kind of make things go in your favor. But I would only recommend that on a super small site where you're trying to be super scientific and like analyze things from that perspective. But in general, I think scaling, getting tons of links, like building lots of content in the long term is like a better use of your time.
And the content, I just want to jump back before we talk about monetization and maybe how it shifted over time. But for the content, what quality level would you say it is? Did it start at a certain level and it shifted, or has it been high quality, or just, how would you rate it just in a general sense?
Yeah, it started pretty bare minimum average back when we launched. So I forget the exact price, maybe 3 cents a word. It was, your typical functional SEO content. And as the site started to do a lot better, and we actually had like companies reaching out to us like, hey, like our review is completely wrong, or you're saying this and this and that. And we really had to kind of tighten up our systems, and we had the revenue coming in so we could hire a lot higher quality, brought it in-house. And so right now, like our reviews, our best pages, like our content is scrubbed pretty well, and it's at a very high quality at this point.
Do you happen to recall, like, let me rephrase that one there. How much are you paying for content now?
Oh, that's a tough one. We don't, because our writers now, like we have a team of writers, but we'll talk about this later. We're launching our first digital course. So some of them like have done research, they do different jobs. Sometimes the needs of our company is like we need to write a lot of content. So the short answer is I can't really tell you like the costing per se, but we were hiring full-time salaried employees as part of our writing team. And I think we have about 4 or 5, but they do various different things.
Got it. Okay. And I just remember everyone that it's a 7-figure business. There's like salaried employees and payroll and stuff like that. So it's at a different level than, hey, you're going to hire someone on Upwork or something like that. So Moving on to monetization, I think in the beginning, you were aiming at a sort of affiliate. I don't even know, but I won't even try and fill in the blanks here. But what was monetization strategies in the beginning, and then where has it shifted now after a few years?
Yeah, so the beginning it was all Amazon. That's kind of all we knew at the time, and kind of a funny story. Like we started ranking, we started making sales, and again, we were instantly sold on the fact that this was a hot niche and a good place to be. But then we actually started getting emails from a lot of the companies that sold their products specifically on their own website, so off of Amazon. And they're like, why the heck are you doing Amazon? We're like, my default was it's easier and it's usually better. I mean, I've tried a lot of non-Amazon. It's been a pain in the butt. But specifically to this industry, getting off Amazon was definitely the way to go. And so we have, I'm guessing about 75-80% of our revenue off of Amazon and maybe like 20-25% on Amazon right now.
And was it hard to shift away from Amazon, or it just took a little time to update the links and get the right content to promote the products properly?
Yeah, I think for our unique situation, it was so compelling to get off of Amazon. So, I mean, it became priority number one, like, yeah, get new content up, get new products up, and get off of Amazon. So it wasn't too bad for us because we really wanted to get off.
Do you guys use display ads, and did you ever use them? I don't even know, actually.
No, never have. It's been a conversation we've kicked around, and we just feel like what we could earn, might potentially hurt our brand, slow down our site. And it's just something we've never really wanted to commit to.
Okay. And how much traffic do you get, would you say, monthly?
For this site or the various properties?
Just this site, and then I'm curious in total, like all the traffic that you're involved in.
Yeah, so we'll talk about like Google updates and stuff like that. So we've recently gone down. I would say normally when we're peaking, this site's like somewhere between 1 and 1.5 million visitors a month. We're probably down more in the 750,000 range as we speak with the May update.
Okay, so 1 to 1.5, just in general on average. Okay, very good. Yep. And yeah, it's such a huge amount of traffic. Do you have an idea the breakdown of how much is going to the info content versus the affiliate related content?
In terms of traffic?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's near 50-50. I've looked at it a few times. I haven't looked at it recently, but I think it's about 50-50.
And I was just thinking, it's so much traffic, even if you just showed the ads on the informational stuff, it wouldn't necessarily cannibalize. But I appreciate a fast loading site, and I don't like ads when I go to a website. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I mean, you guys don't have to do it, and you don't want to. So That's fine. It's not like you have to answer to shareholders or something like that.